In this lesson, we're going to look at covalent and metallic bonding. So carrying on from our last lesson where we looked at ionic bonding. In a covalent scenario, we have a sharing of electrons. So in the ionic example, it was that donating and taking or receiving electrons. Covalent is a bit more cooperative. They're actually sharing. And it seems a little bit strange, but it's kind of like going, well, we can both share one, and then it kind of seems like we've both filled our shell, but we filled our shell with the same electron. So they're sharing it in pairs. Let's look at an example.
Welcome to Dogs Teaching Chemistry. Our first lesson is chemical bonding. Chemical bonds are what holds atoms together. A chemical bond is an attraction between atoms that allows the formation of a chemical substance. The electrons that participate in a chemical bond are called valence electrons. These are electrons that are found in an atom's outermost shell. Let's take a look at the types of chemical bonds that can be formed between atoms. An ionic bond is formed when one of the atoms will lose its electron to the other atom. This results in a positively charged ion, called a cation, and a negatively charged ion, called an anion. Positive and negative attract, and the result is an ionic bond. Covalent chemical bonds involve the sharing of a pair of valence electrons by two atoms. There is also what is called polar covalent bonds. These are covalent bonds in which the sharing of the electron pair is unequal. The result is a bond where the electron pair is displaced toward the more electronegative atom. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.
Now metallic bonding. Metallic bonding is a little bit different because it's the shared electrons among a metallic crystal lattice. So the structure of a metal is this, we call it a crystal lattice. It's like an evenly distributed structure, just like we can see in these pictures. We call it a lattice because it's like a grid of these atoms. But the electrons are kind of free to move. Because all of these things are so jamly packed side by side, we can have these electrons just constantly flowing around and they're constantly replaced. So we're not actually changing the charge of individual atoms, but we've got this ability for electrons to move around. And that's a big part of the reason why we can have electricity conducted through metals, because of the fact that these electrons can flow, and the flow of electrons is what electricity is. It's the flow of charge. So it's a real short little lesson there, just talking about what the covalent is, and then the metallic. From here, you can have a look at that worksheet on practicing different types of bonding, and we'll continue next lesson.